Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to LAFS Life as a Foreign Student podcast, the only podcast that's giving you a full perspective of how it is to be a foreign student here in the Northern Cyprus. And today we have an amazing guest with a very good and a very long experience of how she has spent all these years she has been here in the Northern Cyprus. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce my beautiful friend with an amazing story of how she left Rwanda coming to the Northern Cyprus. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce and welcome G. Welcome, Grace.
Thank you very much.
How have you been?
I've been great. How are you?
Well, it has been so amazing since when we knew each other, those days of bachelors till masters, and right now, right here, we are here in the studio. And how has Cyprus been treating you all these years?
Overall, I can say, it has been quite good and, a very good experience, I can't say. But of course, in life, everything can be just soft. There's times of high and lows, but overall, it has been good, yeah.
I knew you some years ago when we met in school, and ever since we became friends, and I never had time to ask you more about how you finally came to the island. Maybe for me and all those who are listening right now, maybe can you give me a story behind, like, how did you find Cyprus and how did you decide now you're going to the Northern Cyprus for your education?
When you're finishing high school, I already knew that I wanted to go to university abroad. That was, I had that dream for long. Then I did biology and chemistry as major in high school. So I wanted to go for medicine or anything related to health. So I was looking for schools, especially in Germany, because my brother was there. That was the inspiration behind it. Then it didn't go as planned. So my brother found out about a friend who was here in Cyprus. Then he was like, schools there, they are affordable compared to other one in Europe, because when we're searching Canada, US, schools are very expensive. So when they checked, they now saw a person from back home studying here. Was like, okay, if there's a black person there, so it's possible to go there. So that's how we started searching. Then my brother proposed, would you do anything related to aviation? It's a nice course. I'm like, cool. Me, I was open to anything. I did mathematics as well, so it wasn't something of a big deal. That's how we found out about the school and how much they pay was affordable. Then we started the process of coming here.
Wow, and mentioning that home. For those who are listening right now, maybe where do you come from? Which country?
Yeah, I'm from Rwanda, East Africa, to be precise.
Rwanda, East Africa, to be precise. And I have, for the time that I've been here, at first there were very few Rwandese, and later on a couple of people added, and I came to know a few of them. So let me ask you, the process of coming to the island from Rwanda, how easy or hard was it to leave Rwanda coming to the Northern Cyprus?
Well, for me, I would say it was not easy, but it wasn't too hard as well.
What do you mean?
So I'm saying, because for myself, I waited for visa for 2 weeks, which I don't know why. Because other people, they were getting it like after 2-3 days. And I came late to school because I received an acceptance letter. I gave all the documents they required. So they took the 2 weeks to respond, to decide if I should get a visa or not. So, and we didn't have embassy in Rwanda. I was in Uganda. So I have to live there 2 weeks somewhere I don't know anybody. So that's the hard part for me. Yeah. But I got it at the end of the day. Then, I came. It was smooth. Yeah.
And how was the application process like? Because I understand many European universities don't have that smooth response, or don't have that smooth acceptance to many students coming, especially coming from Africa, because of the difference in the education systems. How was your application and admission like?
For me, it was quite easy because since from my childhood, I've got a good grade, and once you have good grades and they ask you to write a motivation letter,
Yeah.
you present yourself, you make yourself like known by them. Who are you, like, why do you want to study this, and yeah, I was ready because I knew I wanted to go, so I started preparing it for a long time. So my grades, everything, got the documents, yeah, and I got in. I think because it's private, I think a private university is easier when you're not on scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have all the documents they are requiring, I think you're good to go. Yeah.
I understand that from Rwanda, you have these expectations like, okay, this is how Europe is, or this is how the country that I'm going to is. How was Cyprus like to you in your head before reaching here?
First of all, I went for a Turkish embassy.
Yeah.
I didn't go to any Cyprus embassy.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to Turkey because they said Turkish. I thought it's just one part, like state. Turkey is big, so it's one state, of Turkey.
And I should make this clear because all of those students coming from other countries other than Turkey go to the Turkish embassies because we are coming to the Cyprus, which is the Turkish Republic of the Northern Cyprus.
Yeah.
So all the visas are processed by the Turkish embassies.
Yeah.
Every country outside Turkey. You went to the Turkish embassy and you thought you're coming to Turkey.
Yes.
How was it like? How was the journey like?
Yeah, I searched, like, the culture, the money is the same, the culture is the same, the language is the same. I thought, I knew, I didn't confuse it with, south side, Europe. Yeah, I knew maybe it's Europe, but when I searched, I found out it's not in European Union. I knew I couldn't travel to any country, it's just here. So when I came, I'm like, okay, I'm going to Turkey. Everybody, even my parents, thought I'm going to Turkey because there's limited information about the island as a country itself.
Because of the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus.
There is limited information about this country. Yeah, as an independent country. Yeah, that's how. So that's my, expectation, my view. So when I look, okay, I search what's in Turkey, okay, this is the kind of thing I will see there. I was cool. Yeah, I was cool.
What were you ready for? Like, okay, I'm going to Turkey, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What were you expecting to do as you thought you're going to Turkey? Other than education?
To see first, like, snow, look for, I don't know, tall buildings, to explore, travel from one state to another. Yeah, I knew I couldn't go to other countries because it's not EU in the EU.
Mm-hmm.
But Turkey is big, so I thought, okay, I will be traveling from one state to another. I will have fun. Yeah.
Wow.
And I was very excited about the Mediterranean Sea because as we are landlocked back in Rwanda, so I was excited to see water.
And not just water, but the sea water.
That's huge. I'm used to lake and rivers.
Wow. Which lake do you have in Rwanda?
We have a lot. Twin Lake, Ruhondo Lake, Chivu, which is we share it with Congo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you left Rwanda where you thought you were going to Turkey, and you definitely straight went to the Northern Cyprus. How was it the first day that you landed in the island as the Northern Cyprus?
I was shocked. I called my parents and I said, is this home? Because I can't say it different. First of all, the airport was so small. And I was like, no. Like, even back home, the airport is not like this. So I now come out, I saw people smoking, taking tea. Like, the place is like a desert. I'm not seeing any house, no cars, nothing. So what's going on here?
What time of the day did you land?
I think early morning, around 8 or 7, something like that. Yeah. So it was a shock, first of all, because I was coming from like Turkey, the first Istanbul before. So
For transit.
yeah. And there were plenty people. It looked like, yeah, this is an international airport. This is big. Okay. I now flew from there to Cyprus and Jan. I'm like, no, this can't be happening. Like, you see a village I'm going to. It was a shock.
So what were you expecting, like Cyprus airport to be, like Ercan airport to be like?
Big. They said Ercan International Airport. It's supposed to be international. Like, means there's many transits, flights. There was nobody, just few people coming in on the country and out. So it was like, this is home, I'm going back home. This is the same, there's no difference. Yeah.
So you finally landed, and I understand from what you told me, like you never used no agent, but did you notify the school that you're coming?
Yeah, my brother talked to the school.
Yeah.
And we filled the form, because on the school page they said if you put the information, they will come and pick you. There's pickup service and stuff, and we reserved dormitory, so they have to send people. So when I came here, I saw students. They asked my name, but after they now left me on the airport.
Why?
I don't know. They just left me. So I have to call my parents. My brother called the school. Say the child have arrived in the morning and is in the evening. I was still there. 5 p.m.
And you landed around 8?
Yeah. Like, what's going on? So it was a big issue. He called international office. We need our child safe for everything. So it was after that, school bus came, dropped us in the dorm. That's when I met Samira. Is the name of a friend, the one like the Rwandese. At that time, she was the only Rwandese. It was after that, I rested. I slept. But the road from the airport, like, I can't see no house, nothing. It's from like a desert. Like, I was shocked. Yeah, then I went to the dorm. I saw people. Oh, there's some other student. I saw black people. Nice. Yeah, then I slept. I said, okay, maybe I will explore after.
So coming from Rwanda, what was the motive behind saying that I'm going to take aviation specifically in this country?
Turkey has put its name on the, in aviation industry because of Turkish airline. And it has a long history from back, way back. I think from the 50s or even before that, it was doing good. So that one was something that I was confident that I'm going to a good school. Then the fact that they said they had collaboration with Turkish Airlines, and they said you can transfer to America and Singapore and UK. So I'm like, okay, maybe from there somebody can transfer, because that's what they say. They have different branches. Then I didn't have any, negative thoughts or any repulsive feeling about it. I was positive. Let's see how it goes. Yeah.
Wow, so you finally came, and from what you're telling me, like you came because of the reputation of the Turkish Airlines. Whatever you came for, did you find it, or because you graduated from that school that you went to for aviation? Let me ask you now, how was the school like? Did it meet your expectations?
If I can put it in numbers, I love numbers, because I would say 70% expectation met. The 30% remaining is the practical side, because I'm very proud and honored and happy with the education theoretical part they gave me. And I met good professors and good teachers. They were very good with what they were doing, with the experience as well. But again, theory without practice, I think something very important and crucial is missing there. So that's how I can say. And the fact that they say you can't transfer, which I think is a lie.
Did you make any attempt to try to transfer to another branch of the university,
Yes,
somewhere else?
I did.
And what was the
to UK? Then I said I need to look for 10 people myself. If you reach that number, is when they will make help you with the documents to ask, and you are responsible for your visas. That does not make any sense, because they don't put that information there. They do not.
So fast forward 4 years of what you spent in that university that you attended to. You got your bachelor's there, and you're telling me that you're happy 70%. What's something that you thought would be there in that school that you didn't find?
Like I said, and there's, especially in aviation, you can't tell me you teach somebody theory only and go out there. Even if they helped with the internship, and they take, okay, this is our student, if they really have that relationship with the Turkish Airlines or whichever aviation body, that would help, because it's gonna be on your CV and you can find another internship and job. But they didn't help.
Before we come to the job part, tell me about the internship. Where did you do your internship, and how was it?
Okay, I would say it's thanks to our head of the department that happened, because I know she used to push harder, and go out of her way to do everything for her students. Yeah. Then I think we could count students in aviation. We were few. You could count them. I did it at Eljan Airport. It was, I would say it was okay, but not really, because they didn't train you. They will just let you watch. That's all. You can ask questions, but they can't let you. They can't give you tasks to do. So it's like sitting on television and watching.
So you watch by you learn by watching. Is that how it was?
Yeah, but no task. That, okay, did you understand? Okay, do this. If they believe they are teaching you, they should be able to trust you. Okay, carry out this task. But no task was given. Yeah. So I don't think it's something present to, I don't know, to say that, okay, we give them training. No, it's not.
So it's such an unfortunate event, but I'm very sure that the school, when they hear this, at least they can do something so that the other people who are coming to study aviation can also try to do something, at least improve in that part. So back to the finding jobs, because I understand you don't just go to a country and say, I'll just be going to school, and just from school I go back to my dormitory. Outside school life, how is it like in Cyprus? Because I understand you study, you have been in Cyprus for more than 6 years. if I'm not mistaken. Is it 6 years or 7 years now?
Now it's gonna clock 7 years.
Yeah. So how is life outside academics?
Okay, I've seen, like, how can I say, cycles of life. My experience before is different from 2 years ago and different from this year particular, because of stuff that is happening around the world, everything, because everything affects each other. That's how it is. So apart from studying, I would say the experience first, it was not good, because then when I wanted to move out the dorm and look for an apartment outside, it was very hard, because we were black particularly. Say they don't give black people a house, how you going to pay, or you're no good at taking care of the house, you're like, or just your black people.
Is it because
rejected.
Is it because you are black, as you say, or is it because they have this stereotype thing of not giving their houses or their properties to such kind of people?
I think it's both, because some of them just said no black people. They told us
straight no black people.
Yeah, we don't give houses to black people.
Do you think there is like a racist push into that?
Yeah, there is, obviously. There is. Because there's this other house we paid with some Australian couple. The neighbors in the building saw us. They were like, we don't want black people. They had to give us the money back. But the excuse they told us, because we heard them, what they were saying. But them, I guess maybe not to hurt our feelings, they said black people misbehave, they make noise,
But don't you think that's the reason as to why people in the Northern Cyprus don't give their houses to foreign students, especially those coming from Africa? Because of that, making noise or not taking care of the properties?
No. Some, if you have experienced that, I would understand. But I think they don't know, like, more about us, and I don't think they make an effort to know about us as human, as culture, where we've come from. They still have this mentality or stereotype about Africa and Africans. And we are in 2022, for Christ's sake. Everything is on internet. Yeah, there's still bad stuff on internet about Africa. But if you want to know about it, you will definitely find what Africa is really. They don't make an effort to know.
What's the most awkward question that you have ever been asked about Africa?
So, why are you guys speaking English? Like, don't you have language, Africa language?
So that annoyed you.
It's not one person that asked me, because even if I'm not with somebody, they will just ask me, why do you guys speak English? Like, you don't have African language, as if Africa is one country. That's most people, even now in 2022, they still think Africa is one country. Or do you have houses? They do ask me that question.
And what's your response like to such kind of questions?
If, like, before I used to answer, like, no, I start explaining Africa is a continent. But once I got it second, 3, 4 times, I just don't respond.
How are people like the local people here? Because I understand here we have Cypriot, and we have Cypriot Turkish who are all residing here. And I understand majority of the people here don't speak English. How is the communication level like? How do you communicate to the locals, especially outside school? Because I understand there's so many people outside school who don't speak English, which most of the foreigners do use in terms of communicating to other people.
Yeah, it's so sad that after all these years I don't speak Turkish. I've not made an effort to do so.
Why?
I don't know. Because maybe I've not had any friends, any Turkish friends. If I did, I would have known. And none of, my circle, my friends, had made an effort to know Turkish. Because most people, like, in as much, like, yeah, many people don't speak English, but people that we need most speak English. And yeah, I know a little. If I go to market, I can ask how much, We can communicate just limited what the necessity I can express myself. So I think those necessity, yeah, I can come. But if it's to have a real conversation, no. It looks like, people from same culture, same country tend to go with each other, like continue
Birds of the same feather
Yeah.
flock together.
Yeah.
Speaking about culture, you just mentioned that, and thank you for bringing that up. Like, I understand that's coming from different culture you meet here. Cyprus is one of those countries that accommodates a diversity of so many cultures. People from Europe, people from US, people from Asia, people from Far East, people from the Middle East, people from Africa, all meet here. How has it been like in terms of interacting with people from different cultures?
For me, it has been great because I love exploring and, mixing with other people. And, hear stories like that are different from yours, how they live in their country, the experience, the difference, you share your struggles and stuff. So for me, it has been good so far. I'm friends with different people from different countries. So I think for me, it has been good, really.
So spending time here interacting with people from different nationalities, from different cultures, what is one thing that you have learned from a certain culture that you feel like, oh, I can embrace this culture and bring it to Rwanda?
One thing that I've learned.
Yeah, there can be multiple of them, but what's that culture that you feel like, okay, this culture, I love it and I can embrace it?
So I would say some West Africans I've met, they are not slow, they are fast, they are like the go-getters, no matter what. So I think that is one of the stuff I appreciate. I think like back home we are slow, and then once they see something, they go for it. No matter the obstacles, they just go for it. Yeah. That's one thing for sure I am applying right now in my life. And of course, if I'm able, or I share it with my friends, if they get me when I'm talking, I'm sure they will apply it too. Yeah.
There are people back home. How is like you have family, you have a mother, you have a father, you have some relatives. How's your communication like? How often do you communicate with people back home?
Almost every day. We communicate almost every day. Like I said, everywhere is developing or developed, now. So everywhere there's internet. Now it's easier to communicate, You don't need to wait for when you get money to buy, phone calls and stuff. You can just use internet anytime. Yeah.
You said when we started our interview, like life is about highs and lows. And as an African, as a girl, as a woman, what are the challenges that you have been facing here in the island as an African, as a Rwandese, that other people might or should know?
I would say apart from school is really, I will rate it because once you do whatever is required, you're good to go. So the outside life of school, like maybe for example getting a job as a woman, it's not easy. It's not easy. And once you get it, these remarks about women. I didn't feel that way until I came here. That's when I felt really that, okay, yeah, Grace, you have grown, you are a woman. Because people will start making some remarks,
Like
some
what?
weird approaches.
Like which remarks, so that people who listen right now can know?
Like, okay, you get a job, let's say it's a cleaning job. By the way, like, that's the jobs here. you know you get a cleaning job, maybe you're cleaning, the space is huge. It's supposed maybe to be for 3 people to clean, but they choose only like 1 person, and you're really tired and you're trying your best, and you hear like, oh, is this how your mom taught you to clean? Are you not a woman? Stuff like that. So it's not something nice to hear. Yeah. And they'd be like, okay, if you don't want to work, get out of here, go. We find other people. For me, I did not have any good experience with working here, because either they make you work long hours or they don't pay you. Yeah. That's, or when they say, okay, your job is to clean a place, to wash plates, you end up doing serving, mopping, all the work.
So the work standard here is very low. Is that what you were trying to say?
Yes. And they are not fair, especially for Black people, I would say. Because when you interact with, other race or other people from other countries, they will tell you the salary they give them is way different. It's like double Black people's own.
So what's the standard rate for people coming from Africa, especially working here? What's the standard that they're getting paid?
It will shock you if you meet different people. Some, they will tell you maybe per a day, they are working 12 hours. They are getting 80 to 100 tele now. Then when I came back in 2015, people used to pay them 50 tele, and that was the highest. And you have worked for 12 hours. Maybe from, even more, maybe from 8 to 12, like 12 a.m. So that is huge work, and you don't have a day off. It's, for me, I see it as, how can I say, you are exploiting someone.
So are you trying to tell me that many students come in here to study, and they decide to work, get so much exploited?
They do. I don't think they pay them, they pay as they should. Yeah. If I wish there is, a rule that they say, okay, this is what you should be paid per hour, so that everybody, But you go here, someone pays you this. You go there, maybe expecting,
But are there no rules in Cyprus?
Those, if they are followed, and they make it, work for other people, not Black people. I don't know why it's like that.
So let's move from the job, because there are so many challenges that I've been speaking to people, and they tell me. Let me ask you about the issue of accommodation that you recently told me about. There are people who get jobs, not jobs per se. There are people who get apartments. Well, they pay their money, and they end up getting good apartments. But then handling that apartment, or keeping that apartment the way they found it, becomes a hectic task, and they end up destroying the apartment. What would you like to tell those people, especially coming from Africa? Like you say, it's been so hard for people coming from Africa to get housing, or to get houses here in the Northern Cyprus, sorry. If you meet someone who has been destroying, or if you see a fellow African destroying some apartment, which is destroying the reputation for those coming from Africa, what would you tell that person?
So if I meet such person, I don't know, I will just be disappointed, because as human, at least you should have common sense and use, the brain that you have, because we are students, and everybody, except if you don't have eyes, you see how hard it is. So you shouldn't be the part of the problem. Yeah, you should be looking for ways to be part of solution and make your life and the life of others easier. Yeah.
In your statements that you just told me earlier, you talked about schools trying to change some sorts of processes so that a student's life can be easier here. Does your school, or did your school, because you attended to so many schools, as far as I know, has it ever been helpful to you in terms of outside academics life?
No. Even, let me tell you a little bit the experience. When you're applying on their website, they say, okay, if you keep these grades, you have this so scholarship. And when you do, you get those grades, you apply, you never hear from them. When you ask, say, if we did not notify you, you are not chosen. But how will I know, what did you use, to pick somebody? I believe there should be a system when okay, I have the chance, or this is why you did not choose me, because let's say you have 3.9, how will you know other people that applied, because in your mind you think okay, maybe I'm gonna get a scholarship. But when you ask, and sometimes you will meet people, it happens to me and to another friend of mine, and a person got a scholarship with lower grades than her. So it's not clear, it's somehow, I don't know, it's
What do you think might be the reason?
I don't know, maybe they don't have a clear system.
Do you think somebody's there to do something fishy? Because I know you, I can do you a favor of getting that scholarship and let somebody who deserves it not get it?
I've not thought about that really, but I think there is no proper system that is applied to that, because it should be something automatic and is, even if they post, okay, these are the people that have applied, these are the people that we took, and but then they never even tell you okay, you have been rejected, and you go and check, they say, okay, if you can't see it automatically on your student system, means
You didn't get it.
You didn't get it.
Huh.
Yeah. So I think on the website to attract students, they do put how they help, but when you come here, they don't really do that.
Speaking about your living here, or speaking about your life experience here, how helpful has your family been in terms of outside academics, how do you communicate your challenges to your family, for instance?
It hasn't been easy, because I owe my family everything, honestly. They have been really helpful, and as a woman, it's a huge thing for me, and I appreciate it a lot, because they have been helping me. Sometimes, there is, you get a job or you don't get. So in the aspect of surviving, your family are the one providing for you. They're encouraging you, you will finish, things will go well. In that way, life goes on, and you see yourself graduating. But it has been an honor, and I'm very close to my family. So if I have an issue, definitely it's easier for me to communicate it. Earlier, then we can seek solution. If you don't tell anybody, it gets harder. You can get depressed. So you have to tell somebody, or even if it's not the family back home, the people you consider family is very, very important to share. Because sometimes you have bills, you have school fees, you have this. And if you are one person, you can't think right when you have so much burden on your shoulder. But when you share it with other people, maybe you can come up with an idea. Maybe you know a friend, you say, okay, maybe do this, and you realize it's a good thing to do. Yeah.
Speaking about making friendships in a place like Northern Cyprus, where there is a multi-diversity, multi-characteristics of people, because we are people of different calibers here. What are the characters that one should always look at before choosing a friend? Or who are the best friend to say, this is my circle or this is my family outside family?
Qualities. For me personally, I would say honesty, and the person that have personal spiritual life. Yeah, that one is very important. And the person that is humble and have a good sense of humor. That's all.
You just mentioned about spiritual standards. I understand Northern Cyprus has a very great influence with Turkish culture, of which is under very great influence of Islam. How do you, as a Christian, attend to your spiritual services? Are there churches here?
Yeah, like it has been really great. When I came, I couldn't find a church, but later I found him. Thanks to, in as much that they're Turkish, this place is more into Turkish, but it's more of British too. So for me, it was easy. I'm Catholic because some British that lives here, they're the one that go to a place and build a small chapel for us. Then as many students came as well, other denomination, like they got a chance, they put themselves together. Mostly they have a place to worship, so it's easier. You just have to choose like
which church you want to go to.
Yeah, which church you want to go.
So presence of churches here, how has it helped you, or how has it shaped your life to become the best version of you since I first got to know you till today, other than other girls who are now, and we're going to talk about this, I'm going to ask you, things have become so worse to girls, and I think like now there is a rampant of girls being into prostitution. So how has church shaped you to be the same you since ever I know you till today?
So personally, church has helped me a lot, because that's where I met my most good friends, and I learned a lot of things, because apart from church, you get an opportunity to meet people. They have lives outside of, church. They have business. They can, you can get contacts. And that's why, like, just don't stay there in your house. Be open, even when you have maybe met a person the wrong way, you think everybody in church is like that, but they are not. You just have to try and talk to different people and select, okay, this one looks good for me, this one is good for me. So church has helped me, apart from spiritual, even personal life, because I've met people, they introduce me to business, or they need a favor that require pay, then I will do it. They will remember, oh, I know this person from church, can you do this? And if you can do it, they give you the deal and you do it. So it has been great for me. All the good deals, all the good friends, all my best memories are from there, are from church, honestly. Yeah, that's how it has been for me.
What can you say about girls who are now into prostitution? Because over the years, it's like after 2019, I think, there is like an increase of girls doing prostitution in the island. First of all, are you aware of that?
Recently, like maybe I've been aware of it like in a year, less like a year or a year and
Because
5 months.
I've been reading reports like some people would bring girls from Africa,
Yeah,
and they
human
call themselves
trafficking.
madams, or they call themselves the chief of those girls, and it's like they sell them. Then whatever
Yeah.
money they collect, they're like divide it. They get their portion. And so, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, it's very unfortunate and very, very sad because I believe those people are taking advantage of those who are not privileged, you know, and who need support the most, who are vulnerable. So, mostly, if I can give my personal idea, people like that are doing that at the moment on the island are from countries that are struggling a lot, or there's insecurity there, and some they will lie to them or maybe tell them the truth, some, but it's an illegal act, human trafficking, and it's in according to the law, it's you can get punished, you know but I can't really judge them. And and when a person came on that note, the only thing you can offer to the person, just if you meet such person, don't judge the person. Just if you can offer an ear, because they will want to talk to somebody, because they have to pay that money. If a person brought you, say you have to pay me this so amount. If you come here, you have to make the money, because I believe they take their passport, they take everything they can't go anywhere.
So you become a slave to somebody.
Yeah, unless you go and report to the police. But I believe they live in such fear that to get the strength to go and report, it's very, very hard.
So talk to girls and boys who are listening right now, who are somewhere else, and somebody might offer them an offer, like tell them like, we're gonna send you to the Northern Cyprus, you do this kind of job and you'll have to pay me this amount of money. What do you have to tell them?
Like I can't put myself, because I don't know the life they are going through. But again, there's nothing good as hope, because you might see that life have ended, for you now, but you're breathing. And in that difficult life, some people, all people that are suffering, they don't do that. They don't. So they still try and get food and shelter. Start there. Don't look at other people and start comparing and envying them. And have hope. First, if you have hope in the future, see yourself be, look after or beyond those problems or challenges you're passing through. Because even this abroad, when you come here, you will see that the life you chose is hell than the one you were living. Not all people. And what, for me, I believe, what you choose and what you put your mind to, that's what is gonna work for you. If you believe this is the only option, you will not allow your brain to think other stuff. It's difficult when you're in that situation, maybe, to think of positivity, but hope is something that should be, that someone is a necessity for me, you should have as youth. And I speak in general, like, you, even if you have everything, if you live your life recklessly, it's life is precious. You can't just live hopelessly. There is a future. You're breathing. People are looking up to you. Even you might not know, even now that you're struggling. Some people are like, okay, I love the way this woman or this man is handling the struggle. I want to be like that. And you now just feel like, okay, I don't matter. Yes, you do. So if you can try to shift from, the struggle, that's not the only option. That's what I can tell them. Choose other path and it will work for you.
I would like you to talk to the parents, because there are some parents who send their kids here and they leave them or they neglect them, knowing that they send them abroad and there are jobs, there are opportunities there, they can survive on their own. What do you have to tell those parents?
Yo, I will tell them, even if there is jobs, it's good to check up on your kids, or even if you feel like they are grown. Abroad is no home. That's why I always say it's no home. Abroad, if you don't have food, you can knock to your neighbor. But back in Africa, you can knock to the neighbor honestly and beg. They will give you water. They will give. Abroad, you don't do that. You can't knock on somebody's door. They will call police on you. Yeah, they will think you're crazy. Honestly. So I would tell them to try and check up on them, get closer to them. At least if you can't help them financially, be there for them spiritually, emotionally, just to encourage them and instill that hope I was talking about in them. Because once you have hope, honestly, it will help you to see life in a positive way. In that aspect, you can move forward. Yeah, that's what I can tell parents.
You have spent here more than 6 years, like you said. What are you proud of yourself, of the experience that you have had for the past 6 years here in the island?
When I came, I was a kid. Now I'm a grown woman. In as much as here is abroad, this is my second home because I've grown a lot. Those challenges have formed me. I'm very proud that I finished my bachelor, I finished my master. I'm very proud and successfully. And I'm very proud that I did not give up. There were financial issues, but I didn't give up. My parents didn't give up on me. They kept encouraging me, and God did not give up on me, which God can never give up on anybody. So I'm very proud of that.
I just like the way you are so optimistic, and I would like to at least motivate other people. As the consultants, we inspire to aspire, so that I would like to instill this in other people who are listening right now, to be so positive as you are right now. Like, you just have that hope. Never lose that hope. Yes. Talk to the students who are here in the island. They're struggling, there are challenges that they're facing, and they feel like, I've reached the dead end of my life. What can you tell them?
Oh my God. See, there's nothing that does not have an end, either good or bad. Everything ends, So if every day you're given a chance to choose, to see things in a way that gives you peace, choose that. Because if you can't change the situation, why are you worrying about it? It's not an easy thing to do, but you have to start, instilling and training yourself in that way. Because even when you get that money you're dreaming of, if you invest in something, you'll be worrying, what if it does not go well? And certainly some businesses fail. And you might lose everything in 1 second. And that's hectic too. So there's nothing problem there. They seem like, oh, we are here, we kill you, but it never kills. You are stronger than you think. And you just have to choose, this is how I want to see this thing. And that's how it's going to happen. And live like that. Don't lose hope. Just be hopeful every time, no matter what. Your raise, you can't see it on yourself. You see it from other people that, I'm doing something because it's impacting other people. So don't lose hope. Continue, live your life. Go to school. If you came to school, you have opportunity to go to school. Go to school, get a degree. Don't let anybody lie to you that education is a scam, because that's what's going on.
Yeah, there's a trend of people telling other, why are you going to school?
Yeah, it's not a scam, trust me. Once you graduate, you will feel it, you will see the difference. because it's not about the paper, it's your mentality.
It's about what you have, what you get in your mind.
Yes, and it's a training. That's sad. You have an opportunity. Being here is an opportunity big enough to let you prosper and, move forward. So I will just tell everybody who are listening, you can do it just the way you can vision as big as
Stay
possible.
focused.
Yeah, as big as possible. No limits. Don't limit yourself. It's possible.
It's possible. So
It's
you
possible.
came here for your bachelor's, and later you decided to pursue your master's, and now the master's is done. What's next?
Yo, that's a good question. This is, a transitioning
Yeah.
moment, like period for me. I'm just taking my time, to build my dream career. Like, I want to be a logistic manager and a data analyst. So at the moment, I'm just taking my time to see how I'm gonna build that, which way to go. If maybe I'm gonna go home or to try and look in another country. I'm just taking a little time off, off school, so that I can see which way to go.
I cannot finish without asking you this. There are people in Rwanda who are now thinking of moving abroad. Someone is calling you from Rwanda and asking you, I want to come to the Northern Cyprus for my bachelor's or for my master's. What advice would you give to that person?
I will just tell the person, to get all the information as possible. You can know the place. And if you have an opportunity to know somebody there, if they tell you, it's not like everything they tell you will take you to heart, but make sense of what they are telling you and come ready for the place you're gonna go to. So I would say get all the information, and if somebody tells you, just make sense of it and decide, and make sure you have your family support. Make sure, even if it's not financial, but you're close, you have some people to talk to anytime. Yeah, that's all.
Wow, G, it has been a very great talk that we have had, and thank you once again for your time. For those who are listening right now to listen to this podcast and so many other podcasts, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel and all other platforms that we put our podcasts from. Like we have a YouTube channel called at Hassandarey, HASSANDAREY. Please kindly tell a friend that LAFS is already on, and each and every week we'll be posting you, or we'll be giving a new episode of whatever recording that we do. So please, till next time, stay safe and stay focused. Ciao, ciao.